bit of a B&M headache going after all these B&Ms, but I'm here in SeaWorld, Orlando. The first time in 10 years, and I didn't ride anything 10 years ago. I must say, as a park, this park very, very much impressed me. The coasters are very good, all the B&Ms are great, especially for the type of B&M they are. Operations-wise, though, I'm a little disappointed. They seem to have gotten better later in the day, but at the start of the day, they were all running one trains, and most of the crews were moving really slow. I think I timed like a 5-minute dispatch on Manta, which like Six Flags does better with the Ultimate Flight clones, so I don't know what was going on there. Probably some of the worst operations-wise I've seen. It's definitely Manta there, but as a park, it's probably one of the worst for operations. But they have gotten better later in the day, and they've added 2 trains here on all the coasters, which is good. In the morning, they were just on 1, which is rather unfortunate. Yeah, and Mako crew has been an exception. They've been hitting 2 train interval pretty much all day, so they've been good. But unfortunately, they're not all like that. But Kraken was slow this morning, but they're actually doing pretty darn fast now. So also helps that there's less riders. It's going on 5 o'clock here. It's pretty relaxed. Me, you know I'm not a big fan of flying coasters, but Manta is really good. Now, of course, those slow operations have really ruined it, and it's sad because this park is really set up for fast ops. But like they have gates on the exit side of the platform. Mako surprised me. It has a rolling block, which is awesome. I'll try and show that later. Where one train can be in the station and pulling out while the other train can pull into the station. A rolling block, which is something that Cedar Fair and Six Flags are scared of, and they don't use very often. Cedar Fair doesn't use it very often. Six Flags shies away from it at all. So it's really awesome. Anyway, I'm going to ride Manta now. Yeah, they definitely improved things. They got the dual stations going now, and they're moving a lot faster. It's a cool ride because I remember it from my 2009 trip, and the ops have definitely started to improve as evening crews come in and crews get switched out. But this morning they were awful. I'm running one train on most coasters, like even Mako, Kraken, and I don't know about Manta, I didn't try it, but like one train on a day that's this busy? No. But yeah, lines have certainly started to die down now, and as you can see, that train just went by. They just hit interval on Manta. Well done. That's such an improvement from where it was. They also, yeah, there's dual stations going now. So they've improved as the day has gone on. Yeah, I'm gonna go ride some more stuff now. As far as the coasters themselves here go, you know, I'm not a big fan of flying coasters. I've done the Ultimate Flight clones, 2 of them, and 2 of the Flying Dutchmans. Not a big fan of either of those. Really didn't like the Vekomas, and the Flying Supermans weren't that great. But this is really good. It's got just the right mix of intensity. It's not too intense. It's like the Superman ones where their pretzel loop is just painful. This is much better, and of course the dual stations is nice too when they're using it. Like I said, this park is built for capacity. I'm gonna go ride some other stuff. Time for one of the best B&M coasters in the world. This thing's awesome. Easily the best B&M hyper I've been on. Up there with Fury. Great ride. Give it some laps, and I'm going to try and film that rolling block because that's super impressive. Like I said, park is built for capacity. If the ops would run it, and I do have to give them some slack. They are understaffed. I can tell they're checking. Pretty much every coaster has 2 people checking seats, which is bare minimum. So I think that has to do with SeaWorld restructuring and, you know, trying to, you know, get back on its feet, which is what it is, but it's a little annoying. But I mean, you look at Nitro Crew this year, they're flying, and they have just 2 ops checking seats. But yeah, you know, they've gotten better throughout the day. So let's try Mako. This ride has some cool theming too. Really well done ride. Really well done. The whole park as a whole and the rides and everything is really well maintained, unlike Ohio. One thing this park has without question on all of the Ohio parks is the weather. Oh my gosh, it's so much nicer here. That's how you do good operations. Rolling blocks, baby. Alright, it's just past 6:30. Got a little under 3 hours before close. I'm just gonna marathon the B&Ms. Let's go. Battery's about to die, so I'm gonna put you guys in here. Alright, so this it's about 8 o'clock now. I've got a crazy B&M headache going, so if I trip over my words, it's the B&Ms. They do that to you. They're great. They're great here. I will go in my full tops at the end if I have battery left. Otherwise, yeah. I'm gonna go lap Mako for the last hour because this ride is so good. Second favorite hyper. Ride only Magnum. I have such a B&M headache now. After a number of rides on Mako, ranging somewhere between greater than more than 20, less than 100. I'm done. The park's closed. Time to go home. Wow. Lots of thoughts. One, I love Mako. Easily best B&M hyper. Maybe even best hyper. Just kidding. It's not better than Magnum. It is B&M Magnum. So it's very good. I'll detail full thoughts in a second once I can gather them. I'm so tired. So Mako. It's got such good airtime. Like, just the drops are so. It's hard to describe, but like in the front, at least this night, it was ejector airtime on a B&M. My thighs hurt. On a B&M hyper. How do you get that? And then in the back, it's floater, but it's strong floater. And then there's that turn right over the part of the track before the dive into the lake. So good. So good. Like the turn gives like stronger sideways airtime than any RMC. Like it kicks any RMC. Oh my god, so good. And then outside of that, it's as a like on my favorite ride list, it's number 2 right behind Magnum. It's such a well run ride. And what I like about it is it's run just as B&M intended. Like it's got the rolling block, which I showed earlier. It's got the gates on the exit side of the platform. It's got normally 3 train ops. Like it's what B&M wanted. Seat sensors, the works. It's what B&M wanted. So it's not, take notes, Six Flags, Cedar Fair. Also, SeaWorld, they run all their coasters as the manufacturer B&M intended. And guess what? No rides broke down today. Try that at Cedar Point. That doesn't happen. Rides break down all the time, even the B&Ms. The reliable B&Ms. You know why? Because they're not run like B&M told them to. So take note. If you run your rides like B&M tells you to, they don't break down. Amazing. So take note, Six Flags, Cedar Fair. They do that right now. On the other side of operations, they're slow. At least in the morning. They're better now, but when they were on one train and everything, that was pretty bad. But it seems they improved in the evening, and they were running 2 trains on everything till the end of the night. They did go down to one side on Manta, but whatever. Manta, thoughts on that is, I don't like flyers, but for a flyer it's good. That pretzel loop is a little intense for me, especially in the back. But in the front, great. And then Kraken, I don't think it's the best B&M floorless. I think Superman at Fiesta Texas better, but still good ride, solid ride. All in all, solid park, very clean. Outside of the operations department, everything's great. Mako crew though, they were sending trains, so well done on them. Yeah, lots of rolling trains there, and I didn't even get to see the rolling block a whole lot of times because they weren't stacking too much. Very cool park. Well done park. I did see some stuff, I did shows and stuff. Got all the coasters except the kiddie coasters. I don't do that. So, yeah, no, it was kind of busy, and they were able to move people through by the end of the day. This video is getting kind of long now. Overall, like the park. It definitely gets slept on in the whole realm of parks in Florida because it's pretty good. As a park, I prefer it to basically every park in the world, including Cedar Point, because the park as a park is great. You can't get any better, but from the roller coaster standpoint, yeah, could use some improvement. Like the rides themselves, fine, but some improvement in the operations. Because I mean, unlike some other parks, they're set up to do high capacity, so it wouldn't be much work just to speed things up. But I get it, staffing is a big issue with that, so hopefully they get that figured out in the next few years and add some more coasters. I think Icebreaker will be a good addition. It already looks pretty epic, and this park is huge, by the way. But yeah, I came here 10 years ago, 2009, and liked it then. And I came here again 2019 and loved it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.